Good morning, boys and girls. Today we are starting a new unit. It is called Junior Achievement. And through the next 5 sessions, we are going to learn how to start a business. Today, our vocabulary words are business, innovation, entrepreneur, and invent. You will be writing these 4 words in your notebook, and then we will be giving you the definitions after the video that we will be watching, and then we are going to be doing a project. What you will need for the project is just paper and pencil. All right, are we ready to learn how to start a business? Well, here we go. We are going to listen to a teacher from the Junior Achievement Program. Listen up.
Hi, everybody. It's Mr. Seaman with Session 1 of JA, Our Region. Junior Achievement is a group that helps students learn about starting a business. Someday, many of you are going to be entrepreneurs and you're going to start a business. And we're going to talk about that. Maybe it'll plant a seed in your head. So what is a business? Have you ever thought about that? Well, business is an organization that makes a product or it performs a service. People can purchase or buy from that business depending on wants and needs that that person has. Sometimes businesses sell to people, sometimes they sell to other businesses, or sometimes they might sell to the government or some other entity. Now, the person who starts a business is called an entrepreneur. They use resources in order to start that business, usually with the idea of helping people. Now, in order to be an entrepreneur, often you have to do something called innovation. You have to come up with a new device or a new way of doing something. People who are innovators, they invent, they make or think of something that did not exist before. There are many examples of inventing or innovation. Look at the phone. Some of you may be watching this on a phone. 35 years ago, you couldn't do that. The phone hung on a wall. There is an example of innovation and inventing something. We're going to talk now about some inventors. I'll give you some names. Some people that were all by themselves. They started a business, and in these cases, they were pretty successful. Have you heard the word Walt Disney? I'll bet you have. TV shows, movies, theme parks. Walt Disney started, though, as an animator. He drew cartoons. He became pretty successful. Have you heard of Milton Hershey? You might not have heard his first name, but I'll bet you've heard his last name. It's all over chocolate bars and chocolate products, so in food. Have you heard of LeBron James? I really only have to say LeBron. Besides being an outstanding basketball player, he's an entrepreneur. He has businesses he's involved with and he runs. All those people are an entrepreneur. They took a chance and they started a business. Sometimes they start a business in a particular region of a country. And we'll talk more about regions as our lessons go on. So what is it about entrepreneurs? What about them? Entrepreneurs have things called a trait. And that's what our poster hanging right there is talking all about. The traits of an entrepreneur. And let's go over a few of them. An entrepreneur is determined. They do not give up easily, even in the face of failure. Have you heard of Thomas Edison? Thomas Edison invented thousands of things. Were some of them failures? Yes, they were, and he would tell you that. But he was determined. He did not give up. Entrepreneurs are creative. That's how you come up with innovation and new ideas, is to be creative. You have to be confident that you can get the job done. You need to be a team player. An entrepreneur may be one person, but if you can't work with a group of people, you probably won't be a very successful entrepreneur. You need to be a problem solver. Problems come up all the time, and we'll talk more about that in our lessons ahead. You've got to be able to take some risk. Some things you might choose to do might sound risky. There's always a reward, but there's a chance that something might not work out. Entrepreneurs generally are pretty bold. You're not afraid to express a brand new idea. They're persistent. They don't quit, determined to succeed. You really need to be a strong presenter. You need to be able to talk in front of other people. And I'm not talking about stadiums full of people, but a room full of people to talk about your idea, present your idea, and get people to understand what it is you're trying to do. You've got to be innovative. You've got to be motivated. You need to be able to act without being asked. You need to be organized. You need to have a positive attitude. Yes, you can fix this problem. But at the same time, you've got to be humble. You've got to be willing to learn and listen to others. Maybe they have a good idea to add to your ideas. Well, those are just some of the traits of being an entrepreneur. If you have those traits, maybe you are what an entrepreneur looks like. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Okay, so we learned a little bit about starting a business. And now I want you to know that here are the vocabulary words that you should be writing in your notebook. Now, make sure that you are writing about a business. A business is an organization that makes products or performs a service. So this should be written in your notebook. Lots of vocabulary words that we need to know as we are doing all 5 of these lessons. Entrepreneur is a person who starts a business. That should be also in your notebook. Innovation, this is when you come up with a new way to do something. Invent is to make something new that did not exist. Also, I am going to add to this because I feel that it's important. Excuse me. I want to add the trait, and I'm going to add that in as you're finishing writing those words. The trait, that's an important word, and it is a characteristic. It is a characteristic, a distinguished characteristic about somebody. Trait is a characteristic or quality. And what I want you and your teacher to do in just a few moments is you are going to continue brainstorming some of those traits about what traits or special traits you should have to run a business. If you remember, when we looked at this poster, it had many different types of character traits for becoming an entrepreneur. Now, if you have not finished writing all of these, that's okay. I will have it on the next slide. And I will also be giving you the directions on what to do for the assignment. After I read all of this and explain it, you will be doing this with your teacher. It's only going to take you, I would say, 5 to 7 minutes to create. All right, so this is what you're going to do. You're going to create a superhero, an entrepreneur superhero. You're going to use traits that interpreters possess. Here are some of them for you, boys and girls, so then you don't have to write them down. But if you have more, please discuss them with your teacher when you're doing this assignment. Determination, persistence, motivation, innovation, humility, organization, creativity, confidence, boldness, team player, risk taker, problem solver. You're going to draw your superhero. the person that's going to start a business. And think of the business that your superhero started. You might consider how the business helps the community. Label the ways your hero uses entrepreneur traits, as superpowers to get the product to the market and make a profit. Because of course, we all want to make money. Here is an example to get you started. They did Determined Dan. Determined Dan did not give up when confronted with challenges in the face of the people who did not believe in his product. So some of the words that they used for character traits describing Determined Dan was he was creative, he was confident, he assembled a top-notch team, he kept a positive attitude. All right, so maybe you want to do your own name. Give yourself a name. Talented Tisha. Terrific Tisha. Whatever you want it to be. It does not have to be you. It can be anyone, anybody that you want. You're using your creativity. Very important though, it's important to come up with some traits about your character, and you can write them on the side. This does not have to be perfect. This can be just a sketch of the person, and I need you to use at least 3 character traits. You're going to have about 7 minutes to do this. After, we are going to be sharing our our superheroes. Let's have fun with this. If you get done early, you can feel free to color your superhero. But remember, what you need to do is draw your person, just a quick sketch, come up with at least 3 traits. And also make sure that you have your vocabulary words written in your notebook. Thank you. Have fun with this. Bye-bye.